Hello everyone, this is Dr. Santosh Choudhary, Associate Professor in Botany. Uh, Students, yesterday I posted one PDF in the group regarding economic botany, general introduction of economic botany, that what is economic botany, and in that PDF I gave you a long list of economically important plants. So, economic botany is the study of the relationship between people and plants. It gives an idea about the ways humans use plants for food, medicine, and commerce. Today, I'll discuss one important food plant, rice. As far as origin of rice, which is commonly also known as paddy, so if we look at the origin of the paddy grains found during excavation at Hastinapur in India around 1000 to 750 before Christ, considered as an oldest sample in the world. Southwest Himalayas has various types and varieties and indicated probable center of origin. De Candolle in 1886 and Watt in 1862 mentioned South India is the center of rice origin. But Russian scientist Vavilov suggested that India and Myanmar should be regarded as the center of origin of cultivated rice. According to Chatterjee, there are altogether 24 species of genus Oryza, of which 21 are wild and 2, that is Oryza sativa and Oryza glaberrima, are cultivated. Oryza sativa is grown in all rice growing areas, but Oryza glaberrima is confined to the West Africa only. Thus, it indicates that there might have been two centers of origin of our cultivation, that is Southeast Asia and West Africa. All rice varieties of Asia, Europe, and America belong to Oryza sativa, chromosome number 24, while many cultivated varieties of West Africa belong to Oryza glaberrima. Oryza sativa has probably originated in the South and Southeast tropical Asia, where the greatest diversity of cultivated forms occurs. Around 13 to 15,000 years ago, it got domesticated, and origin is India and Indochina. The common wild rice occurring in the rice fields in India is Oryza sativa variety Fatwa, which is believed to be the immediate progenitor of cultivated rice. This map shows the center of origin and three varieties of rice on the basis of morphological and physiological characters. One is Indica variety, second Japonica variety, and third is Javanica variety. So you can see with the colored lines of these these lines are representing these three different varieties. This is Indian region, and here you can see this is Indochina region. So the origin and diffusion of Asian rices based on the gene center theory you can see here in the map. If we look at the morphology and botany of rice plant, since it belongs to family Poaceae or older name Gramine, it mainly looks like a grass. The rice plant is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. Leaves are with sheathing bases like in monocots, and here are the uh, panicle or the inflorescence of the rice plant. Here in this you can see the seed germination of rice. With the germination you can see the long root, and with coleoptile you can see primary leaf and secondary leaf. Since the stem is divided into long internodes and nodes, and internodes are hollow in between, and on the nodes you can see the sheathing bases of leaves. So it forms tillering in the stems, and this is the mature plant of rice, which finally of this shape and size. This is the important part of rice which gives you rice grains. This is inflorescence is known as panicle, and of this panicle, which is a group of many spikelets, here is a single spikelet and the different parts. This is pedicel, पुष्पवृंत जिसको कहते हैं. Then these are the sterile lemma and upper lemma and the palea or the fertile lemma. These are the 6 stamens. पुंकेसर जो है 6 की संख्या में और 2 चक्र में होते हैं. And this is gynoecium, ovary, style and stigma. So this is the morphology of inflorescence of rice. Now with the sowing, the processing of rice involves many steps, like when the paddy crop is harvested, then threshing, winnowing, shelling or hulling, de-stoning, कंकर इत्यादि निकालना, milling, and then you get the brown rice, and when the husk or bran is removed from these brown rice, finally when it gets polished, it comes in the form of white rice which we normally use. This is the diagrammatic representation of processing of rice. Spikelet, out of spikelet when harvested, pedicel is removed and then we get the paddy rice. पैडी राइस को भी जब डी हस्क करते हैं, जब इसका ऊपर का छिलका निकाल देते हैं तो हस्क अलग हो जाता है, वी गेट द ब्राउन राइस. और द कैरियोप्सिस, कैरियोप्सिस जो है राइस के दाने को कहा जाता है. देन व्हेन दिस कैरियोप्सिस आर पॉलिश्ड, वी गेट वाइट राइस विच इज़ द एंडोस्पर्म पार्ट ऑफ द दिस ग्रेन. Uses, you all know about the uses of rice. Rice is an important staple food crop for more than 60% of the world people. In 2008, more than 430 million metric tons of rice were consumed worldwide, according to the US Department of Agriculture. Rice is ready to eat, like this is the only food which is directly eaten only by boiling. You can eat rice like, and in the other forms, popped rice, puffed rice, instant or rice flakes, canned rice and fermented products are also produced with the harvesting. Then the other parts of rice plant like rice straw is used as cattle feed, used for thatching roof and in cottage industry for preparation of hats, mats, ropes, sound absorbing straw board and used as litter material. Then rice husk is also used as animal food for paper making and fuel source. Rice bran is used in cattle and poultry feed. Defatted bran, which is rich in protein, can be used in the preparation of biscuits and as cattle feed. Rice bran oil is used in soap industry. Refined oil can be used as a cooling medium like cottonseed oil or corn oil. Rice bran wax, a byproduct of rice bran oil, is also used in many industries. Broken rice is used for brewing and distillation of alcoholic products. So if we conclude about the food plant rice, rice plant is a member of family Poaceae. The older name is Gramineae. The common cultivated rice plant is an annual which usually grows on a height of half meter or 2 meters, but there are certain varieties that grow much taller, that is 6 to 9 meters. Then we have already talked about the morphology of the rice plant, like about root system. Culm or the stem is made up of series of nodes and internodes. The rice culms are usually hollow except at the nodes, because at the nodes it has one kind of intercalary meristem. Each node bears leaf and buds. Under favorable conditions, buds near ground level grow into tillers. The primary tillers give rise to secondary tillers, which give rise to tertiary tillers. And by tillering, it gets a very dense form. Then the leaves, I have already talked about leaves. Its inflorescence panicle, of which spikelet is one part, and in the spikelet we get two grains of the rice. And the rice flowers, which becomes ready to bloom, the lodicules become turgid and push the lemma and palea apart, thus allowing the stamens to emerge outside the open floret. And finally, the grain, which is of uh, important as food, it is known as caryopsis. Rice grain develops after pollination and fertilization has completed. The grain is tightly enclosed by the lemma and palea. The dehulled rice grain is known as brown rice, as brownish pericarp covers it. The pericarp is the outermost layer which envelops the caryopsis and is removed when rice is milled and polished. The embryo lies at the ventral side of the spikelet next to the lemma. Adjacent to the embryo is a dot-like structure, the hilum. The embryo contains the plumule and radicle, and the plumule is enclosed by a sheath known as coleoptile, and the radicle is enclosed by a sheath known as coleorhiza. So this is a brief account of rice plant, its morphology, and how it is grown in semi-aquatic conditions, and how it is used in different ways for food and the other uses of rice. So thank you.